the U.S. attorney that I was arguing in Boston back in 2002, his name was Michael Sullivan, and he became acting head or boss, or I forget what the terminology is, for the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. But people put up such resistance to him being the boss of ATF that he could only be an interim one, and he had to step down the instant Mr. Obama got sworn in. His name was Michael Sullivan. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I'm trying to stay on with Elliot Spitzer for your benefit and for the benefit of all people listening.
Yes.
If we stick to what I know about the financial industry, nobody can't deny that there wasn't a hearing about the financial industry in November, as I say.
Right.
The political spin on it is it's about market timing. But the reason they settled with Putnam Investment has to do with me and my concern. And if you were to view the webcast or watch the hearing, nobody says my name. Senator Shelby refers to me as that man from Massachusetts who calls everybody names. And everybody knows I am not a shy man, and I call it spade a spade. But that's the only reference to me, other than just recently in the Boston Herald, a spokesperson for the SEC, and in the wonderful world of coincidences, his name is Nestor as well, not the same fella. They were likening the hearing about Putnam Investment to the Bernie Madoff matter, the coincidences about whistleblowers and the fella from Whitman who had been trying for years to get people to investigate Bernie Madoff. And Mr. Nestor says, no, it's unrelated, and he refers to another whistleblower other than Scanlon, but he won't say my name. He just says another whistleblower. I am that whistleblower. Now, to address people's concerns about money and inject some interesting gossip as to related to New York, the Bernie Madoff matter, he's coming up for sentencing next week. No doubt you reviewed my emails of an email exchange between the U.S. attorney in New York and I before and after the Bernie decided to plead guilty.
Yeah.
They had filed a bunch of my emails under seal, and Bernie Madoff all of a sudden decides to plead guilty.
And if I could, David, I just want to underline how important you are in this whole situation. Listeners, if any of you know anyone who has been affected by the Bernie Madoff scandal, the information that David has could help you greatly. And that's why people have to care. If you don't care about what they're doing to children, because it hasn't happened to yours yet, that's one thing. But as they're crashing our economy and they're getting ready to take away pensions and do everything else that they're doing, I just want people to realize how important your work is, David. Go ahead.
Yes, anybody can access the documents, the legal documents, etc., that I'm speaking of from a place I store documents, two of them. I store sound files. You can hear people talking to me. You can hear me argue in court in a place called Internet Archive.
Okay, wait. The music is starting. I want to make sure the listeners hear these sites. So stay tuned, and I want you to give those twice so that people can write those down. We'll be right back, folks. And callers, we'll bring you on after we get through some introductory material. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back with What's Ailing America, where our answer today is Elliot Spitzer and Trump government officials at every level. And I want to thank one of our listeners for sending me an IM. I'm just going to read it quickly. Bloomberg report suggests that the market, currently enjoying one of the greatest rallies in decades, as stocks continue to rise from last year's post-crash nadir, is about to have the rug pulled out from under it, a fact that corporate executives in the know are taking to heart as they scramble to get rid of their worthless stocks before the general public realize what's going on. Add to this the stunning news that U.S. embassies around the globe have been instructed to prepare for a bank holiday in September, and growing opposition to the Obama administration's stunning proposal to give the private Federal Reserve sweeping new dictatorial powers over the entire U.S. economy. There is little doubt that an economic collapse, the likes of which Eustilin discussed is becoming more likely by the day. And they also stressed that the manipulation of the swine flu hysteria, this was discussed at the Bilderberg conference that was recently held, that the swine flu hysteria was high on this year's agenda, and that this crisis would be used to consolidate power in international bodies such as the WHO. Preparations for ceding more and more power to unaccountable international bureaucrats in the event of a flu pandemic have been carefully crafted for years, and now the butchering of national sovereignty is to begin in earnest. So, folks, this is really big, and the financial and the medical all goes together. Okay, David, please give out your sites and say it slowly so that people can check it out. You need to check this stuff out for yourself, folks. I know it's hard to imagine that one person could have the effects that David has had, but I have checked out his information, and everything he's saying is true. Okay, go ahead, David.
Okay, if folks want to check my work at any time as far as legal documents goes that I present to the public, if they were to Google my name, David Raymond Amos, DavidRaymond, Amos, Amos, put quotes around them. Amongst their first hits in Google will be a website called Scribd, Scribd. They know they'll have the right website if they see a wolf with a fish in his mouth at the top. If they want to review what I'm trying to tell them about today, if they type in the search bar off to the left, cross-border, CrossBorder, you will see the documents I served upon many politicians the first time I ran for Parliament in 2004. I ran in the election of the 38th Parliament. Those were the documents that I was trying to make everybody well aware of after the hearing at the Senate Banking Committee in November of 2003. These documents are getting close to 6 years old, but they're important and timely today. You will see where I served Mr. Ferguson, the co-chair of the Fed Bank. Not a lot of people know who he is. I didn't deal with the face man, Mr. Greenspan. I dealt with the lawyer, Mr. Ferguson. He is now one of Mr. Obama's top economic advisors.
Okay, hold on, David. This was a short segment. We'll be starting the next hour in a moment. Hold on, callers. We'll bring you on after David finishes what he's talking about now. We'll be right back.